Hey,
Hmm.
Jamie, are you gonna bail me out here? Because I'm kind of digging a hole for
I'm
myself.
available.
Yeah,
You're
I've
available?
got
I'm
Oh,
available.
Thinkerer
right,
too.
right, right.
I've,
We got Thinkerer. All right, I'm gonna surrender the floor to Thinkerer, who's got material for us.
Okay, yes.
Ooh.
So, yes. I, well, actually, I got a fair amount, but I think I'll pick out some that that fits in. Um,
Absolutely.
and essentially, what I'm doing is tapping on the internet. I've got somebody that surprises. One fellow, Bob, got a letter the other day from uh, a fellow, somebody next door. And he says, "Hi, Bob. This is Alan next door. I'm truly sorry, buddy, but I have a confession to make to you. I have been riddled with guilt these past few months, and I've been trying to get up the courage to tell you to your face, but at least now I'm telling you in this text as I cannot live with myself a moment longer and not having you know. The truth is, I've been sharing your wife day and night, probably more than you, when you were not around. In fact, it often happens in the mornings, right after you have left for work. I haven't been able to get at home recently, but I know that's no excuse. I can no longer live with the guilt, and I hope you will accept my sincerest apologies. My family found out, and I have promised to tell them that it won't happen again. Regards, Alan." After reading the message and feeling anguished and betrayed, Bob immediately went into his bedroom, grabbed his gun, and without a word, shot his wife twice in the head, killing her instantly. Then he returned to the living room, where he poured himself a stiff drink and sat down on the sofa. He took out his phone to respond to the neighbor's text and saw there was another message there. It read, "Hi, Bob. This is Ellen again. Sorry about the slight typo in my text, but I'm sure you noticed my spell check changed the word Wi-Fi to wide. I hope you see the funny side of that."
oh,
You-
that's a good one.
and
uh,
mm,
I never feel guilty stealing anyone's Wi-Fi. I'm doing it right now to be with you people.
yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to do it, but I don't do it very well. Yeah. Um, and let's see. Here's one. A mother is driving her little girl to a friend's house for a play date. "Molly," the little girl asks, "how old are you?" "Honey, you are not supposed to ask a lady her age," the mother replied. "It's not polite." "Okay." "How much do you weigh?" Now, really, those personal questions are really none of your business." Undoubted, the little girl goes on, "Why did you and Daddy get a divorce?" "That's enough questions, young lady. Honestly." The exasperated mother walks away as the two friends begin to play. My mom won't tell me anything about her," the little girl says to her friend. "Yeah," says the friend. "All you need to do is look at her driver's license. It's like a report card. It has everything on it." Later that night, the little girl says to her mother, "I know how old you are. You are 39. The mother is surprised and asks, "How did you find that out?" "I also know that you weigh 150 pounds. The mother is surprised and shocked now. "How in heaven's name did you find that out?" "And," the little girl says triumphantly, "I know why you and Daddy got a divorce." "Oh, really? Why?" "Because you got an F in sex."
yeah.
and and here's one definitely in the news. The Israelis are developing an airport security device that eliminates the privacy concerns that come with full body scanners. It's an armored booth you step into. It will not x-ray you, but it will detonate any explosive device you may have on your person. Hmm. Is Israel sees this as a win-win situation with none of this crap about racial profiling. And the best part, it will also eliminate the costs of long and expensive trials. So you're in the airport terminal. You hear a muffled explosion. Shortly thereafter, you hear an announcement. Attention all standby passengers. El Al is proud to announce that a new seat, an empty seat is available on flight 67 to London. Maintenance clean up on gate 2, please.
Yeah, just get a power washer under that thing.
Now let's see if I got some. I think I have some other stuff. Oh yes, definitely I have one. I have another one that this is a letter of a mother to her redneck son. And I'm writing this slow because I know you can't read fast. we don't live where we did when you left home. Your dad read in the newspaper that most accidents happen within 20 miles of your home, so we moved. I won't be able to send you the address because the last family that lived here took the house numbers when they moved, so they wouldn't have to change their address. This place is really nice. It even has a washing machine. I'm not sure about that though. I put a load of clothes in and pulled the chain, and I haven't seen them since.
Oh, crapper.
The weather is really nice here. It only rained twice last week. The first time for 3 days and the second time for 4 days. About that coat you wanted me to send. Your Uncle Billy Bob said it would be too heavy to send in the mail with the buttons on. So we cut them off and put them in the pockets. Bubba locked his keys in the car yesterday. We were really worried because it took him 2 hours to get me and your father out. Your sister had a baby this morning. I haven't found out what it is yet, so I don't know if you're an aunt or an uncle. Uncle Bobby Ray fell into a whiskey vat last week. Some men tried to pull him out, but he fought them off and drowned. We had him cremated. He burned for 3 days. 3 of your friends went off a bridge in a pickup truck. Butch was driving. He rolled down the window and swam to safety. Your other two friends were in the back. They drowned because they couldn't get the tailgate down. There isn't much news at this time. Nothing much is out of the normal has happened. Your favorite aunt, Mom.
Your favorite aunt.
Mom.
Oh, and yeah, Lauren. Yeah, Lauren was buying a pizza the other day, and as it came out, the cook said, "You want it cut into fourths or sixths?" Lauren said, "Better make it fourths. I don't think I could eat 6 slices." The mother of a 17-year-old girl was concerned that her daughter was having sex. We're worried that my girl might become pregnant and adversely affect the family status. She consulted the family doctor. The doctor told her that teenagers today were very willful, and any attempt to stop her would probably result in a rebellion. he told her to arrange for her daughter to be put on birth control, and until then to talk to her and give her a box of condoms. Later that evening, as his daughter was preparing for the date, the mother told her about the situation and handed her the box of condoms. The girl burst out laughing and said, "Oh, Mom, you don't have to worry about that. I'm dating Susan."
Well,
She
at least you won't get pregnant.
And let's see. A doctor was addressing a large audience in Tampa. The material we put into our stomachs is enough to have killed most of us sitting here years ago. Red meat is awful. Soft drinks corrode your stomach lining. Chinese food is loaded with MSG. High-fat diets can be disastrous, and none of us realizes the long-term harm caused by germs in our drinking water. However, there is one thing that is the most dangerous of all, and we have all eaten it or will eat it. Can anyone tell me what that food is that causes the most grief and suffering for years after eating it?
Chipotle.
After several seconds of quiet, 75-year-old man stands up and says softly, "Wedding cake."
Come on.
Yes.
And then there was Bob, a wealthy widower, showing up at the country club with a breathtakingly beautiful and very sexy 25-year-old blonde-haired woman who knocks the socks off of everyone with her youthful sex appeal and charm, and who hangs on Bob's arm and listens intently to every word. His buddies at the club are all aghast. At the very first chance, they corner him and ask, "Bob, how did you get that trophy girlfriend?" Bob replies, "Girlfriend? She's my wife." They're really knocked over. "So how did you get her to marry you?" "I lied about my age." "What did you tell her? That you were only 50? No, I told her I was 90. Yes, I've got a few elderly jokes for elderly people in case there's any elderly people around here. Groups of Americans were traveling by tour bus to Holland. As they stopped at a cheese farm, the young guide led them through the process of cheese making, explaining how goat's milk was used. She showed the group a lovely hillside where many goats were grazing. There, she explained, are the older goats that we put out to pasture when they are no longer producing. Then she asked, "What do you do in America with your old goats?" The spry gentleman said, "They send us on bus tours."
That's good.
Let's see. And let's see. I'm looking. Let me do a little selecting here. Woman goes to her doctor. This is be helpful. Definitely life helpful. A woman goes to the doctor worried about her husband's temperature. Temper, sorry. my calendar just flashed up to tell me that I'm scheduled for something. I think I'm scheduled to be here.
I think it's a little late, boss.
Yeah.
And let's see. The doctor says, "What's the problem?" The woman says, "Doctor, I don't know what to do. Every day my husband seems to lose his temper for no reason. It scares me." "I have a cure for that," said the doctor. When it seems that your husband is getting angry, just take a glass of water and start swishing it in your mouth. Just swish and swish. Don't swallow it. Just swish and swish until he either leaves the room or calms down. 2 weeks later, the woman comes back to the doctor looking fresh and reborn. The woman says, "Doctor, that was a brilliant idea. Every time I started losing it, I just swished with water. I swished and swished, and he calmed right down. How does a glass of water do that?" The doctor said, the water itself does nothing. It's keeping your mouth shut that does the trick. Well, actually, I've got some more stuff, but I think that'll do for the present.
Okay.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Thank you.